Hey, Rich Tehrani with TMCnet. Thanks for watching. We are here in Silicon Valley for Editors Day 2016. Technically, it's Editors Week, and really we're in Santa Clara, to be specific. On our program is Steve Garrison. He's with ZeroStack, and if you forget that throughout the program, he was nice enough to put it on his shirt, so you can take a look at it there, and his jacket. So Steve, welcome back to the show. You're representing a different company this time, so
Indeed.
We want to know about it.
Well, I'm happy to be here, and thanks for inviting us. So ZeroStack offers a SaaS-managed private cloud, and before we get into the details of what that means, our thesis is private cloud was broken a few years ago and really opened the floodgates for people to go to the public cloud. We see public cloud as a de facto standard now, and so the challenge is, where do we insert ourselves? So we're inserting ourselves as a neutral hybrid environment between, say, Azure or Amazon and on-prem with VMware, because we know people want on-prem cloud, they just can't afford to build it, and they're a little frustrated with the technology.
So basically, all right, so you're enabling hybrid cloud without the necessity. So basically private with the ability to easily work with the public as necessary, bursting, things like that.
Yeah. And our magic, though, you got to ask, what's our magic, Steve?
That was the next question.
Hey, I know. So we're having, the straight man here today. So the magic is we're using software. So think of self-driving cars. Think of the intelligent software AI movement that's out there today, machines talking to machines. So we basically take telemetry from your infrastructure. It's only guiding us in what you're doing. It's not giving us your data. It's not proprietary information in any way. It's no different than any other SaaS product actually pushes telemetry out. And we use that to data mine what you're doing and actually operate your cloud for you. So you don't have to do it.
Operate. Work with me on the operate your cloud for you.
So specific tasks, things like integrating new software and hardware, change management's a big pain point, patch releases, security releases, looking at spreadsheets to figure out where's the performance need to be, or who's underserved with storage, or who has high latency on their app. We see all that from the telemetry, so we can actually use policies to drive the cloud for you, or poke you and say, hey, by the way, you're running out of storage on your Jenkins work environment. Would you like us to increase that? We can make it as encompassing as you wish, or just an alert-based system.
Okay, so the pain you take away from a company is that they don't have to build their own private. They use yours, and then they can burst, and so they're the best of all worlds. And then the next question is, are there examples you're able to give us in terms of just like the types of companies?
Absolutely.
Whether it's specific companies or types of companies?
Yeah, very much so. In fact, just like Meraki, who really transformed Wi-Fi with a cloud-managed infrastructure model, you've got Nimble out there using telemetry. Both those companies hit the mid-market, what we call the mid-market. So think in terms of 100 to 2,000 employees, a handful of servers to a couple hundred servers. These companies are really strained in terms of being able to hire multiple cloud architects. They might only have one. So they're just resource constrained. And so that's our target right now. We're building a channel around that. And we're giving people a big difference in operational costs. So for example, Florida Atlantic University, as a case study we just published. And we were talking with that team last week, and they use an hour or two to operate the ZeroStack environment while users are using it 24/7. In contrast, VMware, for a 4-person team, it's keeping them busy 30 to 40 hours a week. So that's at least a 10x drop in hands-on manipulation. That's time for people to go do other things. That's time to save money. All right. So universities, which was part of the question. We're seeing companies that are software heavy or software dev heavy. There's quite a few in the mid-market. We're working with another company we announced a while back, Auction Software in Dallas, Texas. They do WordPress development and actually build auction software platforms so you can do e-commerce on top of their environment. That's all hosted by ZeroStack.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
That's great. It's really exciting. So I'm just thinking about all the possibilities here. So we've got universities, and there's basically, after that, any company that needs to really take advantage of what you're offering without building it themselves.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you're building out a channel, so I had to ask about that.
Yeah.
The channel does that mean you're going through resellers? Is that how you're selling?
Yeah, well, the market's changing, right? You guys know that, and I know your readers know that. The days of just having a VAR show up with a list of boxes that they sell is waning. People want solutions. They want consultative services. So we're running around with the boutiques who go, I can differentiate myself with ZeroStack. Companies like C9 Cloud Services, they're a cloud consultancy company. They have ability to resell public cloud as well as offer private cloud solutions. They're a great partner. We've got companies like P1 and Deltaware that are more of a traditional VAR, but they're leading with cloud as a way to differentiate themselves. And then another category, not your standard channel, but actually managed service providers as well. C9 has an MSP arm, but we're also seeing pure play MSPs come out and say, hey, with your gear, I can host private cloud and offer a regional public cloud environment where you may not want to have any data center assets in your organization at all, but you don't want to have everything invisible in the cloud. You want to drive to the colo and say, where's my data?
So where are your clouds then?
So we've got clouds up in T5 data centers. That's a company that's got footprint throughout the U.S. We've also got gear up in Colivore here in the Bay Area.
How many do you have? How many?
We're not saying publicly how many, but it's enough to take on the business that comes at us right now. But it's enough that there's redundancy in all the environments we're in. And, people won't want to be in just one appliance or one server. They want to have at least two of anything around so that there's a failover environment.
And then how's cost?
Cost, we basically pitch that if you're paying more than $5,000 a month for your public cloud provider, you should talk to us. Because we can drop that cost typically by half.
Wow.
Yeah, it's dramatic. Because again, we're using software to do a lot of work that people had used to be doing themselves or passing back off to the vendor. That's what Silicon Valley is all about. We're not Silicon Valley anymore here. We're Software Valley. So
yeah, I see that.
That's what's happening.
Because software's eating the world, I hear.
Software is not only eating the world, it's powering the world, and it's a beautiful thing, right? If you really believe in AI and machines helping humans make better decisions so we can have more fun, that's what's really going on here.
Very cool. So anything we left out? Anything we should
I think it's a great overview. I think people should come to the ZeroStack website and read about us on TMC.
Okay, fantastic.
Hey, right?
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.